Alright, so um, this is the first video that we're making right now. We're going to be a channel basically that's dedicated um, to doing kind of reviews of what comes off of the top of our head while we're talking. The idea is to not be rehearsed, as you can tell by this intro right now, that we're not going to be rehearsing anything. We just kind of want that's why I came up with the name Word Vomit. Is we want to just have everything roll off the tongue, like when we're having our heated debates and conversations. We usually don't disagree with each other, but it'll be fun to record those times when we do disagree with each other. And I thought this would be a good way to kind of showcase our conversations that we have about reviews of movies and not really politics, but celebrity events and stuff like that. But anyways, my name's Justin. This fine brown gentleman here is Marcus, and the
Hello.
other guy that will be on our channel as well is Taylor. And we're pretty much just going to be doing these review slash talk session type things, to where we just pretty much talk about whatever's going on at the time. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So today, what are we talking about today, Marcus?
How Pixels is a wonderful movie and everyone should go see it.
So I
No,
hear.
no. Please don't go see that movie. Don't do it.
All right, so
Um, but I guess our first topic and our first video is going to be about Mr. Hulk Hogan and this tape referencing him saying the N word.
several
Uh,
times apparently, and not with the A at the end of it. Am I correct, Mr. Smith?
no, the A at the end, he broke that rule completely multiple times.
Threw it out the window and just totally stomped it all over the ground, and not in a respectful way either. As this article states, and I actually haven't been able to find the official tape of what he actually said, so I mean, there's really not a way to prove that any of this was completely legit as to what he said, but the WWE has actually dropped him completely and taken him out of the Hall of Fame, is what this article is saying. So, I mean, with that being true, I'm pretty sure there's no way that this isn't a legit, statement or recording that came out. And I'm not gonna say some of the stuff that he said, but he did refer to the girl that is, or the man that his daughter was dating, as a effing N-word. Um, so obviously don't want to be saying that, but said that several times apparently. And he also said that if she was going to date some effing N-word, that he would rather her date an 8 foot tall effing N-word that made $100 million a year, like a basketball player. And that's actually the quote that I'm reading right here. Um, so with the WWE dropping him and taking him out of the Hall of Fame and everything, pretty sure these claims that these articles that I'm reading are pretty true. You got anything to add to that, Mr. Marcus?
Oh, things like this just seem to be like a real media grab. Like that's why I feel. Somewhere in this article said this statement was said some 8 years ago. And 8 years ago maybe it wasn't as relevant as is today, but you know, them to dig up something like that in the past, bring it out, and you take away this guy's Hall of Fame. He worked hard for it. He wrestled for decades. He became a household name. He said something that he shouldn't have. I'm not, trying to defend what he said, but the past is the past. It already happened. You're, bring this out. Something in his personal life.
I
I
would,
believe everyone has their issues.
yeah.
The things that they keep to themselves. For famous people, they're a lot of their
Nothing
personal
is
lives are
really
exposed.
private when you're
Yeah.
famous to his tier of fame, and it's like it was Addison was saying it earlier, that it's a lot like the Paula Dean situation, where they dug up something that happened way, way in the past. It's still terrible that he said it, but again, bringing it up kind of in this time of racial tension like this, when all of this other stuff is going on, and it does kind of seem like it's a media thing for like the WWE, but at the same time, like they obviously don't want that on their record, and they don't want to have been known supporting somebody that says that kind of stuff, so they pretty much chopped him
I
off
mean, the
right there.
damage is technically already done. It happened 8 years ago. So for 8 years, WWE was endorsing him. They were showing him to the world. They were, hit their face. He was the WWE's face. He was one of their most famous Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
So
and that I would agree with that because that's like, I mean, I've never been a big follower of wrestling or anything like that, but only people I could really think of would be like Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, and The Rock. Like that's the only big wrestlers that come to my mind. And we always used to make fun of Hulk Hogan and all that stuff, but he always seemed like a pretty cool guy. So it was kind of surprising for me to have heard that out of him, especially. But you know,
yeah, like you see an article, like the guy says his childhood's ruined, and I know a lot of people, good amount of people that watch wrestling a lot as kids. They bought the figures, they bought the little trampoline sets or like the wrestling ring sets and stuff, and they had a blast with this stuff as a kid. For them to see Hulk Hogan like that,
it's hard
not
to see somebody that you idolize become like, well, not really become, because obviously he's had racial kind of opinions for a while, but to see somebody like that in the limelight, portrayed like that, if they were your hero growing up or something, I can definitely see how it would be tough. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I've really got to say about it. You got anything else to add?
I mean, it's like you said, it's just hard seeing someone. This is like '90s kids. Like I actually don't even know. Like he was big in the '80s, not really the '90s, right?
Yeah,
Like he was
that
a
just shows you how little we watch wrestling. But
yeah.
there's other people that this is definitely, I could definitely see it being an issue to some people. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, I have no idea what to say after this point.